the biggest fight of all time. I'm saying it right now. I think the hype is real now. Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford. September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium, 80,000 people. What a show. What an event. What a spectacle. I cannot wait to watch this live and free on Netflix tomorrow night. Y'all, the weigh-ins have officially happened. They haven't had the ceremony, but when you get on Twitter and you see all the news early, they've already had the weigh-in. So it's time to talk about it. I just want to talk for 15, 20, 25, 30 something like minutes. Everything, because, I've seen everyone's opinions. I've seen Showbiz, Two-Tone, Sean Zattel, Sean Porter, Greg Hackett, Pound for Pound Boxing, Everything Boxing, DAZN, Max Kellerman, Eddie Hearn, Javante, Devin, Shakur. Everybody has had their own opinions, but the realest, the truest, the biggest of them all, the biggest, the largest, Stephen O, Big X, the plug, it's time that I finally break it down. I've been busy, internship, school, interviews. I've been busy, but I promise to dedicate today to giving y'all what y'all truly need, and that's the breakdown of the biggest fight, Canelo versus Bud Crawford. Okay. I'm going to start off with the weight. Everybody and their mama want to make the weight such a big deal. It's really not that big of a deal, but you want to know why they make it such a big deal? Because they don't truly know boxing. They think Terence Crawford is comfortable at 47, comfortable at 54. He has to cut a lot of weight. That big boy walking around 85, 90, 95 pounds. So cutting down to 68 is a breeze. The speed, they think he's going to be so much slower, but they don't understand. Sometimes when you cut too much weight, you don't have enough to give. They don't understand the sweet science of boxing. They in it for the clicks and the views and the interviews. They ain't in it for the sweet science. So let's break it down. This fight is taking place at 168 pounds. Canelo Álvarez is the undisputed all four belts, IBF, WBA, WBO, WBC, Ring Magazine, undisputed super middleweight, 168 pounds champion. Terence Crawford is not only jumping up two weight classes, he's jumping up two weight classes after only having one fight at 154 pounds, where he defeated Israel Madrimov, I want to say in a split decision to now be the WBO 154-pound champion. That was last year in August. It's a lot of fights on the schedule. That's what I'm saying. I'm back, baby. It's a lot to talk about, but I ain't going to dig too deep into all the unnecessary stuff. I ain't going to go into Fundora or all that. I ain't going to do that. But let's talk about it. The weigh-ins. Both of them go into weigh-ins 167.5 pounds. Terence Crawford looks absolutely jacked, shredded to a T. I'm talking about put him in the blender, he comes out the same. He looks fantastic. Abs, defined, chest, muscles, the back, the shoulders, the facial structure. And I think that's the most important part when you watch a boxer stand on that scale, the facial structures. Do your jaws sink in? Are your eyes sunken damn near into your skull? I mean, he looks healthy. He don't look like he had no problems in training camp. And on the other hand, Canelo does look a little, he looks. I'm going to see if I can incorporate a picture in there somehow, some way. He looks a little, But, I mean, he's made 168 pounds, 3-4 years in a row. So I don't think that's a problem. He's looked similar to that in his last couple weigh-ins, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. But Terence Crawford looks amazing. He looks amazing. I don't know what else to say. There are rumors that he has a shoulder injury, and of course he's not going to address those rumors or confirm whether it's true or not. But I mean, he's going to say it's not true, but should that come into play? We don't know. But the weight, I don't think the weight's a problem at all. Just had a talk with my little brother. He was saying that people are saying he has to put on more muscle and all of this. But when you get to the sweet science of it all, he really just has to cut less. Because he's going to walk around at his same weight no matter if he fights at 47, 54. He's going to walk around, give or take, at least at the bare minimum, 180 pounds. He's going to walk around $180. So I'm pretty sure he probably won't put his rehydration, he probably won't rehydrate to 175 because he doesn't need to rehydrate. He doesn't need to. This is probably, and I heard one of these boxers say this, I can't remember who, I can't attach a name to the quote, but they was like, when you're in camp and you're about, you say if you got a 12-week fight and you get to like that 4 to 6 week mark, right before you just cut the majority of that weight, you have a sweet spot. Sean Porter used to talk about it. Everyone knows Sean Porter. Oh, I got a little high C stuck in my throat. Everyone knows Sean Porter. Fought at 47 for the majority of his career, if not the whole career. Sean Porter said his sweet spot, and it may have been Sean Porter, his sweet spot was always 160, 65 where he felt sharp. And he's always been at welterweight. So if Crawford, when he was at 30, 35, 40, he probably walked around 60, 70. Okay, so his sweet spot is probably like 150. So now when he get to 47, his sweet spot is probably like 60, 65. And that's when you find everything is firing on all cylinders. The speed, the power, the energy, not the rehydration, but the second wind, more so to say. That's when everything is just on go, ready to go, and is prepared to go all 12 rounds. And I think a lot of people are missing it. And also, what I think a lot of people are missing is the fact that Terence Crawford stays in the gym. He's never rusty. Yeah, he may fight once a year the last 3 years of his career, but he always is prepared and ready to go. And so now when he doesn't have to cut down to 47, cut down to 54, he's fighting in his sweet spot. Canelo Álvarez may be in trouble. May be in trouble. Because when you are firing all cylinders and you are a pantheon great like Terence Crawford, all hell breaks loose. And I can't wait to witness it. Now, Canelo Álvarez, of course, he has the size, the strength, the power. People, I still got that stuck in my throat. People often I ain't gonna say misunderstand, but we'll just say forget. They often forget Terence Crawford had 8-9 straight KOs at 147 pounds. And the only reason he did not knock out Madrimov because Madrimov was scared to attack Bud Crawford. Canelo's not going to be scared to attack Bud Crawford. So as he catches him, if Bud Crawford catches him, it might be, we're not even going to go there. But like I said, Canelo Álvarez, because it sounds like I'm glazing. It sounds like I'm glazing Bud, and I'm not. Because I honestly don't know who to pick. That's why I'm just going to enjoy the fight as a fan. But Canelo Álvarez has all the odds in his favor. And he's the bigger guy. He's been at this weight longer. He's more accustomed to these mega fights, all of this. Cool, fine, dandy. The boy sleep in the mirror draws. I mean, come on now. So I'm expecting Canelo Álvarez to do what he does. And then, hold on. Sparring boots Ennis? Ooh. Sparring boots Ennis? My dog? That's what you're doing? That's how you prepare for Terence Bud Crawford. Not only did you spar Jerron Boots Ennis, you sparred my boy Yo-Yo, who put belt to ass on Kyron Davis on that Caleb Plant Jamel Charlo card at the end. Was it end of May? Yo-Yo nice. If you're not tapped into the boxing streets, of course you wouldn't know who Yo-Yo is, but Yo-Yo is nice. So you had two lengthy fighters who can switch, even though Bud is a true southpaw, but both of those who can switch, they're very tricky inside the ring. They do different things. They know how to move a lot. They know how to use the straight right, straight left. They have similarities, but they don't fight the same. Let's put it like that. And for Canelo to go after that means he's done his homework. He's going to be well prepared for this fight. Not saying he's going to win and Bud can show him a whole different side, but it means he's going to have enough notes to at least get him to a good portion of the test where he feels comfortable. Let's put it like that. And I just don't know, man. Sparring Boots in his word on the street is that on the outside, Boots was comfortable. He was moving, he was grooving, doing his thing. Showboat Boots. That's what I like to call him, Showboat Boots. Ooh. That's the type of vibe he like to do in the ring when he get comfortable on the outside. But when it came to the inside fight, I heard Canelo Álvarez was cutting off that ring exceptionally well. I heard he was. Not only that, I heard his combinations were a little bit different. They weren't just so heavy. And I heard Ryan Garcia say on Inside the Ring with Max Kellerman, the way Dimitri Bivol was the way he was able to just dissect Canelo so well was because Canelo dips in sets. So he don't fight and just throw straight. He, you see it all here, the diaphragm, the chest, the ribs, the midsection, the hips. It all gives it away when he, because if you lean to the right, overhand, up, it's only so many you can do. But I know it's either coming up top or underneath. Because if you throw something straight and you low, you're going to have to, you can't just, you know what I mean? It's the science of it all. Come on, baby. We process of elimination here. So, I heard he did pretty well against Boots, though. I heard once he got to the inside, he got to work. I heard he got to work, and Boots, Boots fought back, did what he had to do, but I heard Canelo really got to the body. And I think that's where this fight will take a turn. That's why I think this fight will take a turn. Who does the more body work? Canelo versus Crawford, the winner will be who attacks the body more. Why? We all know Canelo to be an arm puncher, an elbow puncher, shoulder puncher, body. I'm not going to say he's not known as a body puncher, but he will attack the body, right? But we also know Canelo to gas out in those later rounds. Why? Because it could be a multitude of reasons. He's not in good condition and shape. He doesn't spar 15 4-minute rounds like the doghouse, how they do up there in that Bozy gym. Or maybe he just doesn't care in the later rounds because he feels like he's done enough over his last few opponents to not really care in the second half of the fight. But you can't do that with Bud Crawford. You can't. And I think Terence IQ is off the charts. I think it's off the charts. I think both of their IQ is off the charts, honestly. But I think if Bud is smart, I think he starts attacking that body this third, fourth round. I think both of them start trading a lot of body shots that third, fourth round. Let's see who really did that ab work. Let's see how prepared both of you were for this ultra mega historical fight. Because the body goes, once the body goes, the head follows. You know what I'm saying? Once the body goes, the head follows. And I truly believe Bud Crawford did his ab work. Do I think Canelo did? Yes. But I also think he's the bigger guy. He's probably cutting down from what I heard. And that's what I'm saying. It's so many speculations and allegations when it comes to this fight because I heard he came into camp 175, what was it, high 170s, mid 80s. He came into camp in shape. Even though Williams' score wasn't pretty much of a test run, but still, he came in shape. So that's why, so that's what I'm saying. It's so many, yeah, you got this, but then here goes that. That's the type of fight we got here. And you just don't know. You just truly don't know. But I think it starts with the body. Whoever gets the cleanest, the harder shots, the more consistent shots at the body will win this fight. Because I'm telling y'all, whoever feels it in the body first, the head's going to come down and the round might be over with. And then the fight might be over with. I don't think this goes the distance. I do think we do see round 8 to 10, but I don't think it goes the distance. I think somebody goes. And if somebody goes, I think this would be one hell of a fight. Especially if both of them go down at some point. Oh, my goodness. Oh, good googly muggly. I cannot wait. It's just a lot, man. This fight is, I don't even know how to put it into words, y'all. It's all over the place because there's so much in this fight. Not only now we can play the hypothetical game. Okay, where does Canelo go after this? He beats Bud. Not only does he beat him, does he KO him? If he KOs him, he think he gets it done in 6 or 7. 6, 7. That's what he said when Dan Canobio, inside boxing, inside the ring, whatever. No, inside boxing. I want to say with my boy Chris Algieri. But where does Canelo go? Does Canelo? He not fighting Benavidez. He already said that. And he's not going to go fight him at 75. He damn sure not going to go do that. So what is he going to do? There's nobody else for him to fight. He's going to fight Mabili, who's the mandatory of somewhere. Pacheco, Shiraz, Lester Martinez. If Martinez beat Mabili, what's the boy that beat Caleb Plant? Can't even think of him. Does he fight Jamal? And he don't beat Jamal. I truly believe it. I don't think he beats Jamal. I think Jamal is one of the best fighters in the world. I think he's the top 10 fighter right now. He just doesn't fight enough, but that's just on the skill level, but we're not going to go there. Where does he go? There's nothing else for him to do. Excuse me. There's nothing else for him to do. So I don't know where he goes from here. I think, honestly, if he wins this, if I was him, I'd call it quits. I've done everything y'all wanted me to do. I fought Triple G 3 times. The only thing I didn't do was fight Benavidez. I don't have to fight Benavidez. That's a big motherfucker. That's a big mofo, man. Fought Triple G. Fought Floyd. Fought Bivol. Knocked out Kovalev. Fought the Cottos, the Khans, the Mosleys. He fought them all. Why am I fighting Mabili, Pacheco, Diego Pacheco, Shiraz? Why am I fighting those type of guys? I don't need to. I just beat the greatest of all time. Or one of the greatest of all time. There's no need for me to fight anybody else. So honestly, I think Canelo retires after this. Especially if he wins. Now, if he loses, he can definitely go take off one of them other guys. You know, he can go do whatever at that point. But if he beats him, Bud Crawford, and not only beats him, knocks him out, I think he drops the gloves in the ring that night. There's nothing else to do on that bucket list. Maybe go fight Jake Paul. Go get $100 million. Go take off Jake Paul, and then boom. Because if Tank doing the shit, why not Canelo go get another $100 million from Jake Paul? Call it quits. You can be lazy at that camp. You can skate off on that. And as far as Bud, if you beat him decision or knockout, what do you do with those belts? You're not campaigning at 68. I know you're not. I can see you going up the middle, going up to 60, but there's nobody at 60 but Janabek. You know, and all the big dogs at 54 got fights. I think Boychuk's on this card. Virgil Ortiz and Lubin got a fight. Fundora and Thurman got a fight. Boots and Lima got a fight. Now you could go fight Boots at 54. You could do that, brother, man. You could fight Boots at 54. But I think that's your only one. But it's also like you beat Canelo. What's the point of fighting Boots? And I get it. It's business. It's business. It's business. But it's almost like there's nowhere else for him to go if he beat one of the solidified, the greatest Hispanic Mexican fighter of all time, and a pantheon great, a top 10 great. So it's like, I don't know. This why this fight is just, the magnitude of this fight is outrageous, because regardless of who's wins, what's next? You don't know. You don't know what's next. It may be over with for both of these guys after this. Because this fight is, I feel like this fight is going to be one of those fights where when it's over and like all the hype has went down, we're like, damn, that was a really good fight. Like, it's not going to be like the Devin and the Loma, where that fight, it was a good fight and controversial, all this shit. It's not going to be like Tank and Frank not Tank and Frank, Tank and Lamont. It's like, those are really good fights. But this fight has the potential to be like, oh shit, like, I remember when type shit. You know what I mean? I remember when, because like, even though Lamont and Tank was a really good fight and I was there, and I got to go to New York, got to go to Barclays and watch all 12 rounds, I still wasn't be like, man, I remember when. I do, because that is Tank's first draw and, you know, and all that stuff. But this one might hit a little different. So I don't know, man. This fight is one of them ones. This fight is one of those ones. But if I had to put my money on who wins, if I had to put my money on who wins, I would put it on Bud Crawford. I think he has all the intangibles, all the skill sets to do whatever, whenever, however, to win. I just think he has it all. Not to say Canelo cannot. I think Canelo is the favorite. I haven't checked the betting odds, but I think Canelo is the favorite. But I just truly believe Crawford gets it done. It's going to be hard to get a decision against Canelo, but damn, I think he can do it. If anybody can do it, Bud Crawford can do it. So that's all I really had, y'all. And I know we were ripping and running here. I didn't have so many wild things to say, but it's just, I don't know, man. This fight is just one of those ones. And I'm excited to see how it goes from here because after this fight, it kicks off everything. I mean, in October, we got two big fights. Well, we got one big fight. I ain't going to say one big fight, but we have a good card at PBC. And shout out to the PBC putting on some good cards, man. PBC was low-key lacking in 2024, but they've come out in 2025 putting on some pretty good cards. We got the Thurman fight with Oshaki and Cool Boy Steph on the card. You got Boots fighting on the 11th. So that's that. Then November is ridiculous. You got Haney and Brian Norman, Benavidez and Yard, that Abdullah and Sam. You got that whole card. And then you got I ain't even gave y'all my opinion on Jake Paul and Javante. And that's coming when the press conference comes next week. I'm going to sit here and give y'all the entire press conference next week. But, yeah, man, I mean, this kicks off the end of the year for boxing. And we got Pitbull and Lamont at the end of December, Shakur and Teofimo early January, February, early quarter 2026. Like, this kicks off what could be the greatest 3-4 month stretch of boxing we've had in recent times. And it was hard because in with that part in 2024, we had some really good fights in 2024. But I think this stretch here is a great way to close out the year, especially with boxing starting to become less pay-per-views and more free on Netflix. I think I'm liking that a whole lot more. Because I'm a pay-per-view spender. I will get that pay-per-view no matter the cost. I do not care. But I think this last stretch. But that's it, y'all. That's all I got. I ain't even introduced myself. Like, that's how rusty I am. But I'm going to still give y'all this. And, I might post a reel or two. You know what it is. But Sports Fanatic here, baby. Hopefully we back consistently more than ever. My schedule is hectic, y'all. But hopefully I can give y'all more content, man, as the boxing world and, women's college basketball, WNBA playoffs, NBA coming back, the NFL is here soon. Like, bro, there's so much going on, and I don't have enough time in 24 hours to give it to y'all. But I'm going to try my best to give it to y'all. But that's all I got, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole vibe, man. Hopefully I'm back, man. But I just had to come and give y'all the ones and twos about Canelo, Saul Alvarez. Or no, is it Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford. September 13th, Allegiant Stadium. Live, free, on Netflix. Baby, let's watch it. That's all I got. Appreciate y'all for watching. It's been a Sport Fanatic. I'm out. Boom! Bud Crawford gets the job done. Yes, sir.